Good afternoon, salam, shalom. I'm Anila Ali, the president of AMWAC, and it's a joy to welcome you to this wonderful event that we're having, second in a series of Ramadan cooking. So, if you like what we're doing, if you think we're doing something right, you need to go to www.amwec, American Muslim Multifaith Women's Empowerment Council.org. And if you look at the top, you'll see sign our manifesto, scroll down to the bottom and sign our manifesto. That is the only way we're going to know that you like what we're doing, bringing people together. If you believe in women's empowerment, if you believe that Muslims should engage in interfaith, if you believe Muslims around the world and indeed in the US should have a voice and collectively unite with interfaith communities, you need to sign that manifesto on our website. Today, I have two beautiful women board members of AMWAC. One of them is Sabahat Aziz. She's a Pakistani, she's a Muslim American, and she's going to be sharing a special dish that she cooks for her family during Iftar in Ramadan. Next, I have a wonderful young board member of AMWAC, and her name is Anastasia Selviras. Anastasia is a Greek American, and she's going to be talking about her grandmother's cooking, which you can see already. And before we begin, it is Ramadan, and we're bringing religions together, people together. So I'm going to ask Sabahat to say something, which what we call is a hamd, a prayer. In Ramadan, we like to listen to the recitation of Quran as much as we can and remember God and become as good as we possibly can be. And hopefully we keep that for the rest of the year. And so I'm going to ask Sabahat to do that. And then Sabahat, I'm going to ask you to then invite Anastasia, might be asking her grandfather to chant something beautiful from their faith so we can unite and pray for all of us to continue this goodwill. So off to you, Sabahat.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. So I'm just going to say a hamd little bit so you guys will know. This is a very famous hymn that we always listen when we were from our childhood, and I'm just gonna sing some of it. Asrubuhu kadamyu alaqatihi wallayhu tajamyu alatihi. Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. Hai noor-e sahar chehre se tere और शब की रौनक जुल्फों से अल्लाहु 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 अल्लाह अल्लाहु 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 अल्लाह. Okay, so thank you. And
thank you. Very nice.
Thank you. So I'm gonna forward it to you, Nastasia, and grandmother and grandfather can do the chant now.
Thank you, Sabahat. So first I'll do just a small introduction. 3 weeks ago, we actually celebrated what many may recognize as Easter. We call it Pascha within the Eastern Orthodox Christian faith. As Anila mentioned, we are Greek Orthodox Christians. So 40 days leading up to our Pascha, we actually fast during Lent, is what we call it. And in Greek, it's called Sarakosti. During that time, we're fasting from not only what we eat, so dairy, meat, oils, but how we behave. And so during that time, we like to practice almsgiving, practice prayer together, and to really be disciplined and keep ourselves focused and mindful of what's leading up to, which is ultimately the resurrection, the passion and resurrection of Christ. So after we celebrate Pascha, we then say, we greet each other with what is in English is Christ is risen, for 40 days after Pascha until the ascension of Christ. And so when I say Christos Anesti, which means Christ is risen, the greeting back to me would be, truly he is risen. And so right now what we'll do, and what we do for 40 days after Pascha, anytime when we wake up before we go to bed, but also before we eat and we bless the food, we then chant a prayer, which starts with Christ is risen. And it goes on. It says, Christ is risen from the dead, trampling upon death, by death trampling upon death, and to those in the tombs he granted life. And so I have my Yaya Yorgia, my grandmother Yorgia, with me today, and my papu, my grandfather Yanni today. And my papu is actually a psalti, which means he's a chanter in the church. So in the Eastern Orthodox Church, we have a priest, a deacon, and they carry out the liturgy or whatever service. And then my papu, my grandfather, he chants from the chanter stand on the side. So he's going to lead us in prayer so that my yaya and papu and I can start our lunch.
So can we sing to Christos Anesti?
No.
Explain that.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you for saying.
Christos Anesti Nekron Parato Tonaton Tisas Ketis Dismimasin Joy Carisameno.
Christos Anesti. Okay, so then after we say our prayer, and we'll probably throw in some prayers and ask God to bless our food.
Okay.
Provide it for others. Then we serve my grandparents, and then we'd love to get started and hear all about your tradition, Sabaha, within the holy month of Ramadan.
Yeah. So we basically, well, first, what can you tell me, Anastasia, what you have in front of you? It looks so beautiful, everything you have.
Yeah, let me serve my yaya and papu, and then. Okay, so I'm gonna give my papu first at the ropitakia some of these, because he is going to. Okay, papu, you can stay if you'd like, or I think he's eager to go back to his TV room.
Okay, yeah, I know. This quarantine.
Let me show you what we have. It was nice to see you and talk to you guys.
Oh, exactly. Anila, you're muted. Oh, she's gonna. Okay.
I wanted to say thank you and please keep us in your prayers.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was nice to see you and talk to you guys for a little bit.
Thank you. We hope to continue the dialogue.
My papu.
See you later.
Okay. So we have a combination of food in front of us today.
Okay.
And so as I explained, during Lent, which is our Sarakosti, we fast from, traditionally, dairy, meat, oils, for our food items, along with our other.
And what are you allowed to eat, Anastasia?
So during our time of Lent, we have several services. We have our normal liturgies every Sunday, as well as liturgies during the week. And then specifically, a lot of churches have service on Wednesdays and Fridays. And on Wednesday, we have pre-sanctified liturgy, where there's an option for people who have fasted to partake in the Holy Sacrament of Communion.
Okay.
And so people will fast, what is it, 6 hours before? About full 6 hours.
Or you get up in the morning, you don't eat nothing.
Or when you wake up and then you fast to partake in Holy Communion that evening. So a lot of the men, women, the families of the church, but mainly, I know there's a group called Philotokos, which, in our church, it's a group of philanthropic women who get together and they fundraise for charities, they help out in the church. So normally they will prepare a meal. And the meal that breaks that fast after we take communion normally consists of what you see here. So there will be some fruit, and I think this is something you'll recognize. There's some halva right here.
Yeah.
Then we have olives.
And fruits, now we don't have nothing.
Yeah,
But
we're saying now during COVID, we don't have the
I know, it's hard to get ingredients.
Okay, so you'll see fruit, like I mentioned, olives, maybe there'll be cookies or bread items.
First teacher will make
Yeah, during the San Cocido.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
after Lent, you'll see tons of meats and, we'll roast lamb, all of that. But we thought we'd share something that we eat during fasting time because we know it's a fasting time for you guys right now.
Yeah.
What we also have right here is called corta, and this is different kind greens that we grow in our garden.
Okay.
Rooh and Yaya pick them fresh, and then my Yaya will wash them and boil them and put olive oil and lemon. So this is a fasting friendly dish.
Okay.
And then here we have, this is the regular type of bread that my Yaya Yorgia had. What age did you start making breads?
From 14 years old. My grandmother showed me how to do it.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
In Greece, I was there, so my grandmother.
So since she was 14 years old, she's been baking bread handmade with her grandmother.
Okay.
And I do want to bring up that this is just a normal type of bread. However, my Yaya also makes what we call as prospera, which is the bread it's a blessed bread that you offer to the church, and then the priests bless it and they use it for communion purposes.
Okay.
So Yaya she reminded me today that they're very different. You can't call the prospera regular bread because that has its own process.
Okay.
So first I'm gonna have her.
So how long does this it take to make the bread?
Tell her about this, the somia here.
I mean, how
How
do
do
you
you
make it? Okay, this I have the flour and yeast, little bit warm water, just very tiny salt, and put them all together and start, mix together.
Okay.
To leave them on and lace it up, and then do it again.
Kneads the dough by hand, and then she'll put it in a pot and put the dough in there and lay over like one of these doilies or a towel so that the yeast can help it rise. Then she'll
and then do it again,
She kneads it again.
And then after I put them in the pans and
Yeah, she'll put them in the pans and then she'll put it in the oven.
Now raise again, after
okay,
wait for 15 and a half hours to be up, again, and put them in the oven,
Oh wow. Okay, and so then that's how you make these type of breads. Then there's something called prospero, and it's similar ingredients, but it's very different. The process is different. When she makes one of those breads to bring into the church service,
You have to pray, you have to do,
So she'll
and then
wake up.
in the middle of this, we put the seed,
Yeah, so she'll wake up in the morning, she'll wash her face, make sure that she's clean, she'll say her prayers, and then when she does the warm water for it, she says maybe sometimes she'll put in the holy water, she'll say her prayers while she's making, the prospero for the church service. And then she puts a seal on top of it. And this will say in Greek, it'll show the letters for Jesus Christos Nika. And that
and that's we got for communion,
Yeah, and so that stands for Jesus Christ is victorious, conquered. And so we'll offer that bread and we'll use it for communion later. But this type right here is just a regular handmade bread that she makes.
Oh, all right. Yeah. It looks really delicious by looking at it. It's very nice.
Good for me.
And then lastly, we have tiropitakia. And so these unfortunately were not handmade. We didn't have the ingredients with us, but we did have some that we baked in the oven. And you do a little bit of feta cheese, ricotta, you put it in the filo.
Cheese, together with the eggs and everything. and put them to
Yeah, you make a triangle out of them.
triangle like that.
And
Oh,
these
wow. Oh, okay, yeah.
mini cheese pies.
Yeah, we make something like that too. We make it like it's called patties, and it's made out of, we put filling inside. You can put filling like anything like beef or chicken or any vegetarian, and we just bake it. Similar, yeah.
Well, that's very
Also,
cool.
yeah.
And Sabahat, that's a Pakistani cultural.
It's cultural, yeah. We have it all the time in Pakistan, in bakeries. They have it all the time there. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Sabahat, now we're extremely excited to hear more about what you're preparing and to hear more about the month of Ramadan.
Yeah, so Ramadan is like the most sacred month of the Islamic calendar, and it's the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and we observe fasting for 30 days, and we start from sunrise, from dawn to sunset. We do it, the fasting, and then during this we believe that the rewards for every deed that we do is double, triple during this month. So we try to do more good deeds, give more charity, give more, do good deeds and stuff. And let me tell you what I have here with me. So today I thought I'll make something that you all can, it will be easy for you to make. We usually have it we actually have it every day in Iftar. So this is called fruit chaat. So I already cut some bananas in it, right? So you can see, right? Nas, can you see, right?
You can see.
Yeah.
You said it's called fruit chaat?
Okay, yeah, fruit chaat. It's called fruit chaat, like a fruit salad kind of thing. But we call it fruit chaat. And then this is watermelon. So I'm gonna put some watermelon in it.
Very nice. So watermelon, we call it kapuzzi in Greek, and that's extremely popular. That's very cultural based. So that's why a lot of times
yeah, we love watermelon. We have a lot of, especially in summers, it's such a good fruit to have, you know. Yeah, it gives you so much high. Yeah.
They'll serve it to you and treat you with it complimentary most times after your meal. They'll come bring you.
Yeah. Okay. So we put the watermelon in it. Then we're gonna put some pineapple in it. Don't want to put too much. Then these are pears that my daughter cut. I gave her all the work of cutting. So okay, you do the cutting. And
Sabahat, is that mango or pineapple?
This is pears.
That's one. But
yeah. Okay, so this is mango. This is mango.
That's right.
Yeah. This is mango.
Very nice.
So since we like mango, so I'm just gonna put all the mangoes. Then I'm gonna put strawberries.
Oh, that's so nice.
Strawberries in it. And then I have some grapes. You can use any sort of grapes, whatever you like. I found these. So I'm gonna put grapes in it. And okay. So about the spices. Oh yeah, one more thing. Lemon juice. You can put lemon juice in it. I already took out some lemon juice. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in it. Lemon juice.
We use a lot of, as you can tell, lemons.
Yeah.
Common within our cooking.
We eat a lot of lemons. We drink lemon juice. We do everything with lemon. If there's not a lemon in our house, like if it runs out, I have to get it from the grocery store or something. We have to have lemon in our house.
And I think we have a lemon tree too that we're working on.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so this is chili powder. I'm gonna put like half teaspoon of chili powder in it. Okay. Then this is black salt. It's available Indian and Pakistani stores. You can find it. It has a flavor, like a tangy flavor to it. So this is black salt. This is garam masala powder. I don't know if you're familiar. These all the spices together, like cloves, black pepper, cinnamon.
Okay, so cloves and cinnamon are used within our cooking.
Yeah.
Not so much the masala though.
So usually we put in our like gravies and stuff the garam masala. Okay, and then this is ginger powder. Ginger powder.
Yes.
Yah loves ginger.
Yeah, we love ginger too. And then this is black pepper. And the last ingredient, and I'm going to add in it, is raisins. I just recently found it that putting raisins, it's going to give it such a good flavor. If you add raisins in your fruit chaat, it's just going to taste so good. Amazing.
Wow. Now, is it the dark or the lighter raisins?
These are green raisins I got. I got them from Sprouts. Yeah. So
use those too.
Sabahat, correct me if I'm wrong, the raisins look very big.
Yeah, they are big. I just love them. I got them from Sprouts, and they just reminded me of the raisins back at home, you know.
I know, I don't see those. Now that you've told me we can get them from
Sprouts, but I have seen, I just added it in my fruit chaat, and everybody says it has such a chewy and such a good flavor to it. So then we're gonna mix everything together. And
speaking, you're starting to tell us about Ramadan, the holy month. Tell us a little bit more about how it spans over a month, correct?
Yeah, we do the fasting for 30 days. Depends on the moon. Sometimes they're like 29 days. Is this one of the 5 pillars of Islam? The 5 pillars of Islam is like Shahada, when you say that there's one God and then Muhammad is his prophet. Number 2 is the prayer, the salat. Number 3 is the zakat that we give charity to. That's called charity. And we like to give more zakat during this month because your rewards double, you know. Then there's fasting. And then the 5th one is Hajj. Well, the pilgrims go to Makkah and perform Hajj.
Got it. And so, explain to us a little bit more about what an iftar is and what time of the day that is and how that mixes in with the food that you're preparing.
Okay, so iftar is the end of the fasting. Okay, Sehri is the beginning of fasting when we start eating and drinking from dawn. We start from dawn, and then we do the Sehri, and then it varies with different timings. Depends on the sunset. So when the sun sets, then we do the iftar, and iftar is the time when we break our fast with our family and friends. Right now, we are not seeing any of our friends, so because of this COVID-19, so we are just doing it family, and there's always a silver lining to all this stuff. We are having a very quality time together. My kids have started to cook so much. Every day they're making something new. And it's just like a good bonding time for us. So, and then we break our fast, and then we say the namaz, the prayer, and then we, and then after the fasting, when we break our fast, usually sometimes we used to go to masjid for Taraweeh, but now we don't do it anymore. So because of the mosque, they are closed. So we try to do it in the house together, just praying together, you know, making,
Yep, same here. Church, our Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America and many other archdioceses around the world, we're conducting our services over, a Zoom, really heavily relying on a lot of the video conferencing technology.
Go to church.
Yeah.
Big problem.
Yeah.
Church in our home and pray that way with our loved ones.
Oh, okay. And how often do you guys pray? Like, is it like every Sunday?
So we have liturgies, certainly every Sunday, but there are, there's a lot of liturgies that also occur during the Eastern
names on there.
Yeah, for the saints. The Eastern Orthodox calendar is very full of many different days that we remember different saints.
Yeah, let's George,
So, for example, I think it was April 23rd this year. We commemorated Saint George, which is the name that my grandmother, my yaya, is named after. So, Yorkia, and that's after Saint George. So that was her name. Yeah, so there's different days in the church. For sure, we'll do liturgy on. We'll do matins, which is the Orthos, and then liturgy on Sundays, and then you can do a Vespers service during the evenings, and the night before a feast day, and then again anytime something pops up, which is almost always in our church calendar.
Oh, okay. All right.
There are also prayers that you can do individually on your own. Let's say before you eat, prayer for Thanksgiving. If you have, maybe something that you're worried about and you want to, pray to the Mother of God for her intercessions.
Oh,
so there are a lot of different, before you sleep.
Oh, yes.
Essentially anything.
Again,
Yeah,
there's a mix of individual and then group prayers.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So we basically, like Ramadan, we celebrated for 30 days. And after 30 days, then we celebrate. We celebrate on Eid, then there's that,
Yeah. And so what would be a greeting after the end of Ramadan and you have Eid? What is the common greeting?
We say Eid Mubarak to each other. We go for prayer in the masjid, in the mosque, and then we go there, and then I think you guys have the same.
My yaya was saying, very similar to how we just said Christos Anesti. So that's
Okay, so this my fruit chart is, I stirred it and then it's done. So now I'm gonna take it to the table, and then I'm gonna show you how the table, our Iftar table usually looks like. Okay, so let me turn the camera. Okay.
I think that's the exciting part, because we always have a very beautiful iftari table. If ever I cook, it's in Ramadan. If ever we all get together at the table and we eat ravenously, it's during Ramadan, and we make a big deal out of it, because the rest of the time, as you know, it's hard to get everybody together. And I think Ramadan, yes, there is a silver lining that, we are spending more time with our families, but then there are people like me who are just like my husband and I, and we don't have our kids with us. So I do feel that vacuum. My kids are a mile away and I can't break iftar with them. So I just say, I'm fortunate, at least they're around and I can see them on FaceTime. Thank God for that. Oh, wow, Sabahat, I give the microphone back to you. Wow.
Okay, yeah.
So, tell us what different dishes you have there.
Okay, so these are samosas that I made. So these have like potatoes inside them, filling of potato, and they are made of bread. Okay, these are must-have pakoras. That's made of gram flour, and you can add all kinds of vegetables in it, whatever your preference. I like to add onion or spinach in it. So these are dates. We start to break our fast with the dates. We say our little prayer, and then we start our iftar with the date. These are dahi badas. It's made out of yogurt, and the balls it's made out of gram flour. These are all the chutneys that go with the pakoras and stuff. This is the green chutney made out of coriander, mint, and tamarind. This is like made out of crushed pepper, the red chutney. This is made of tamarind chutney, and it has cumin powder and salt, ginger powder in it. This is garbanzo beans. And this is my daughter. She made this Ramadan Mubarak cake today. And so this is the calligraphy I got from a friend. It says Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Like, I start with the name of Allah.
Wow, okay, so I'm recognizing a similarity in terms of how we incorporate our faiths into our meal. And something I didn't go over before is it's very common for most Orthodox Christian households to have an icon of the Last Supper, either near their dining room table or something like that. So that's what we have here today. We always make sure to have some type of icon. So this is the Panagia, the mother, that's Jesus's mother. And then also we have Jesus portrayed a little bit younger there on that icon. And so because anytime that we eat, we obviously we pray and we're thankful for it. We always want to incorporate, some aspect, either an icon or something like that, to remember and be mindful even as we eat, because we, along with the nourishment of our food, we also want that spiritual nourishment.
Right. And this whole chapter, there's a whole verse in the Quran about the mother of Jesus, and we call her Bibi Maryam. There's a whole verse on it.
So let me explain that to my Giya. So Anila is saying inside the Quran, which is the text, the holy text that the Muslims read. So like our Bible, so they have the Quran. And inside the Quran, they talk about the Panagia. And how do they call the mother?
Call her Bibi Maryam, and we call the miracle of Jesus's birth. And we have the whole story how she was given food, divine intervention, and it was a miraculous birth. So a lot of the ideas that are in the Bible are repeated in the Quran, and thus that is the reason why we are Abraham, followers of Abraham, children of Abraham, because we reaffirm our beliefs. So, this is very important for your grandmother to know that we revere her. And she's one of the greatest women in Islam.
Yeah, and Mother of Christ is very, the same as what you said, we were very respected, and we pray for her intercessions.
Yeah.
So she's a lot of icons in the church with her in there.
So Sabahat, you have made a feast, but can you talk a little bit about the dahi badas and tell us the ingredients, because that's the most gorgeous dish ever. I've not.
Yeah. Okay. So dahi badas are these. So these are made of yogurt. So you basically get the yogurt, then you blend it, and then you put them in a pot and put salt in it. And you can add sugar in it if you want. You can add honey in it if you like. And then you make separately, you make gram flour. You get it from an Indian store anywhere. And then you put baking powder in it, salt, and then you make a paste out of it, and then you fry it. And when you fry it, then take it out in a water, like a bowl of water. And then you can make your own. I make my own chaat masala with it. So it's made out of cumin powder, green chilies, and red chili powder, and dhania powder. That's coriander powder. Okay, so I make out of that, and then you just add in it. And you can season it with cilantro and stuff.
So how long did it take you to make that dish? That one sounds...
Oh, it just took me like a half an hour to make it. Yeah.
And Sabahat, also the red drink, which is the most favorite drink of all Muslims in South Asia that are fasting. We can't
Yeah.
live without it. It goes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have to have it. Okay. Yeah. So this is the Rooh Afza, the famous Rooh Afza. Okay. So we have to have it in every iftar. People sometimes make it with milk. Sometimes they make it with water. So you just add water and then you add just drink. It's just, everybody just loves it. My kids love it. They have to have their Rooh Afza with it.
What flavor does it have? What does it taste like?
It's like a sweet flavor.
It's
sweet.
rose as well. It's a lot of rose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my Gia loves rose. Any type of like rose.
Yeah.
Water, rose jam.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna send her one from us.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so much.
Rooh Afza. And I have to tell you a funny story, Sabahat, about Rooh Afza. And it's traditional. It's passed on from my generations of my family from India to Pakistan, and everybody in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, you name it. They all like to have that in, especially during Ramadan. So it's called Rooh Afza, that it gives the drink for the soul. So when my kids used to be fasting and they were sort of losing all their energy, I would say, and they were skeptical of this red drink that's coming their way. And, they're American kids. So I said, no, you've got to have it because this has some spiritual powers and you're just going to be refreshed. And that's how I coerced both my kids into having Rooh Afza. It is beautiful, it's sweet, but I know that kids living here, Pakistani American kids here, they don't like something as sweet as Rooh Afza.
Yeah.
That's how they used to break their fast and keep the tradition of breaking it with Rooh Afza.
Yeah.
Sabahat, is that what you do with the kids? How did you tell your kids you've got to open it with Rooh Afza and dates?
No, they just like it. My kids, they like it. They want. My daughter was saying, "Oh, we don't have Rooh Afza. We have to get it." And I said, like, okay. So I got it from the grocery store. The Rooh Afza. I love it too. I just I like to have it with milk. So I'm a milk drinker. So I have to have my milk. So I drink it with milk.
Yeah. And that's another way that your grandmother can have it. So, if she's having a glass of milk, just put a teaspoon of it. It's just actually there's something in it that does refresh your soul.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
You know what? You can add chia seed in it too. It's just like, it gives it such a good flavor. Yeah.
I have a question for you from our viewers, for the two of you. What are the common spices that you use, Anastasia and Sabahat, that we use as like Pakistani Americans, South Asians, Muslims? What are the two spices that you found in common?
Okay, so what are the common spices that we use when we cook? I'd say we already, spices along with, I'll say, can we add different foods in addition to spices?
Yes, I'm sure. I mean, you can
identify that we have, fruits and lemons in common, and oregano, salt, pepper, lemon, cinnamon, olive oil. What others? Onions, garlic, tomato sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so ours will be what? We use a lot of ginger, garlic. We use ginger, garlic. Then we use black pepper, chili powder. We use that coriander powder, turmeric powder. Turmeric powder and coriander powder is a must with everything that we use.
For the traditional Greek cooking, there's not too much turmeric, but I really enjoy putting that in cheese or whatever.
Anastasia, there's a question for you. Have you been to, do you know Pakistan? Have you been to any Muslim country?
Yeah, so I've actually been to Pakistan 2 different times. Both times I visited the province of Sindh, and I visited Karachi, as well as a village that's on the eastern side that borders India, and that's the village of Tharparkar. So I've been to the South District of Iftar.
And Sabahat, have you been to Greece?
No, I have not been to Greece. We wanted to go there, but somehow we went somewhere else then.
Oh.
So what part of Pakistan is your family from?
Oh, they are from Karachi, Pakistan. Yeah, they have been there for a long time, but now they moved to Canada. So they were in Karachi in defense area, yeah.
Very nice. So I actually have visited Karachi, like I mentioned, and one time, and Anila, you might have to help me out with the name of this. I visited that mausoleum, was it?
Quaid-e-Azam's mausoleum, the founder of the nation, his actually the pyramid-shaped mausoleum.
Yeah, the one that I visited.
No. You've actually, I just remembered, Anastasia has been to the Sufi saint, Abdullah Shah Ghazi mausoleum. And she's actually walked to the top of the mausoleum.
Oh.
And, yes, and we took a lot of pictures, and you can see the whole of Karachi. And that Sufi saint is from the line of the Holy Prophet. And when he came to subcontinent or India at that time, and he was, a lot of people were converting to Islam. It is said that because of him, any tornado that comes to Karachi, it just turns around and goes. And lo and behold, that is what happens. A lot of tornadoes have we've had warnings in Karachi of it. They come and they circle back. They have not hit land yet. So that is the miracle of that Sufi saint that we have in Karachi, whose mausoleum you visited, Anastasia. Abdullah Shah Ghazi.
Oh, I wanted to go there when I went to Karachi, but then everybody told me, no, you cannot go there. And I was like, okay.
Well, we have a Greek American who actually went there with us.
It's beautiful to see everyone praying. And of course, in our Eastern Orthodox faith, there are a lot of, as I mentioned before, saints that we commemorate and that we ask for their intercession when we pray. And we were actually just saying, my Diana right now, we're trying to remember which saint it is that helps with travel by sea. We were saying, I think it's St. Nicholas. We'll have to back that. But yeah, so there, there are different saints that we pray to. Let's say if you're traveling by air, land, sea, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have some type of ailment or something, to that effect.
Oh, okay.
I think we have lots of things in common, and both of you brought them together so beautifully. Are there any parting thoughts about Ramadan that you have? Any questions, Anastasia, you or your grandmother have for Sabahat?
I guess I have two questions that we haven't asked yet, but we want to know, Sabahat, what is your favorite part of Ramadan?
Ramadan, of course. If I say jokingly that, I'll just say Iftar. Okay, so I just look forward somehow. I was looking forward for Ramadan, that because it's the most sacred month for us, and all the nights, even the nights are sacred, and it's just a good feeling. It looks like you're getting close to Allah, to God. And that's what I like the part about it. My kids love it too. And they just like to fast, and they like to eat a lot of things before they start, like breads and eggs and all kind of stuff. So it keeps them full. The one thing which I have seen, and which all of us do it, is like when we eat yogurt, it doesn't make us thirsty during the fast. So that really helps. So whoever I see, I just tell them, okay, don't forget to eat yogurt. You will not be thirsty when you eat that. And then they said, yeah, it worked. I told my brother Sarosh, I told him, hey, you should do that. And he started doing it, and he said, yeah, it worked.
Maya is in shock right now. She said she didn't know that, and she's interested because Maya actually, she makes yogurt.
Oh wow, that would be nice. Yeah,
I think a lot of women do like to make yogurt at home. It is so much better. especially women that like to cook at home. They would rather make the yogurt than buy it from the grocery store because the taste is just so much.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better.
So one last question I have for either Sabahat or you, Anila, as well. Is there an aspect of Ramadan that you think isn't widely understood or brought up? Is there something that you would like Americans or even the world at large to understand about the way that you practice either your faith or about Ramadan?
Sabahat, do you want to go?
Well, I will say that Ramadan, like our religion is very peace loving. We are like peace in Quran, everywhere. It just says like to give charity, to help people. Yes. What I will say about Ramadan is it's people sometimes misunderstand Muslims are Muslims, but we are just like there's one God. We just believe in one God. There's one universal God, and we are very peace-loving people, and we are in our Quran everywhere. It says help people, help the person. Even, and I'm watching this drama on Netflix. Like it's a series. It's Artugal, and it shows the Muslim history, and it was like full of like forgiving people, helping them, just like, so it's everything that we do is just we are just helping humanity and everything. Yeah.
Thank you, Sabahat. That's
the best thing you can do, to help people.
Yeah.
Give people they're sick, to give me something to them, to get, something to eat, something to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's she was nodding her head and she was saying, that's good, that's beautiful, bravo, she was saying, because she said, I asked her, what did you think? And she said she liked learning about the traditions. And I could tell as you were saying what you wanted people to know about your faith, she was moving forward and saying, oh, we do that too.
Yeah. And the same question I have, Anastasia, for you. What do you want to tell people about your faith? Like,
wow, is there something? Let me ask my grandmother first.
Yeah.
The Orthodox faith.
Yeah. Is there anything specific that you would like us
to believe in? Christ of God, to believe in all of the saints,
Yeah.
So to believe, to pray and believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one thing specific other than I do think
for me that's Saint Nectarius,
Okay, so she really likes Saint Nectarius.
I was sick, and I pray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was saying that that a point that she wants to get across about our faith is the power of prayer and the different saints, the Mother of God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would just say that I don't think that Eastern Orthodox Christianity is maybe as explained or maybe as taught in schools or as looked into. So I would just really encourage anybody to look it up and to really, I think you guys would agree, read the text, but also learn from the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Present it and it's a very loving, peaceful faith as well.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. And today, Anastasia, you know that you've been to Karachi. I went to a Catholic school when I was little. Majority of us went to Catholic schools run by Catholic nuns, and we respected them. It is because of them that we actually learned a lot of the Christian values, which we realize as adults are the same as Muslim values of charity, of mercy, forgiveness, compassion. They were passed down from Jesus, Moses, down to Muhammad. So I think what we need to do is not forget that this is God's work, whether you're Christian, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Hindu or Sikh or Muslim. You need to reach out to each other, connect. And if anything that we've learned through this COVID is that we're all in this world as one human race. And the more we talk about each other and enjoy each other's faiths, foods, traditions, the more we're going to change the way people look at us. So any other thoughts, Anastasia, and your grandmother, Sabahat. Any parting comments before we finish our webinar?
I just want
We have to, we have to pray, to believe God, to believe all the saints, because that's they give for us all the life and everything we need, You don't believe God, you don't have no life.
well said.
Yes. The Creator, indeed. And we just talked about saving animals as well. And those are, living things. They are God's creatures. And if we can be compassionate towards all the creatures, we're going to have children and a world in which there may not be COVID. There'll be a world that God loves.
And Anila, I love that phrase you just said, because in our Eastern Orthodox Christian faith, we always remind each other that God is love. And even growing up, there was a summer camp that I went to, and that was, the slogan for year after year. We remind each other and the children, God is love. So when, you're lost or you're trying to think what is right or what not, you always can fall back on that no matter what faith, what culture.
We pray. Yeah.
Yeah, God is always there for you. Whenever you need him, he's always there. You just pray. All you have to do is just to reach out and he'll be there for you. And the thing about saving the animal, it's just like some people just like abuse the animals, and I don't know how they do that. One of my daughter's cat, she brought her cat, and she was like severely abused, and I was just wondering, how can people do that? My cousin, she brings every stray cats, right? She lives in Pakistan, and then she just like take them to the vet, fix them if they have any issues going on, and then just put them back on the street, or take them. So I just admire her a lot. I said, that's a really good thing to do.
All right, with that, I thank all of you for being here. Thank you for sharing your culture, your faith tradition, and the lovely foods and laying it out so beautifully. Thank you. Don't forget to go on www.amwec.org. And if you scroll to the bottom, at the top it says sign our manifesto. Please sign our manifesto if you like what we're doing, if we are changing the world a little bit at a time and you want to join us. Please sign our manifesto. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye. Bye, Anastasia. Bye.
After COVID, I'm going to come and enjoy that bread. Anastasia, I need to be invited. I
will have to. You had to enjoy your time?
Yeah.
She had a good time, so I think that
very good. Yeah.
We'll have to do more.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
thank you.
Sabahat, I'm going to come pick up some.
Yeah, come. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching us.
Okay, bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.